Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Reginald Pierre-Antoine, and I'm currently a senior at Jack Yates High School. This fall, I will be attending Arizona State University in Tempe, Arizona, and I'm planning on majoring in the sports journalism program at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Throughout my time at Yates, I've developed countless skills thanks to our School of Communications. As a result, I'm currently interning at the Houston Chronicle and at KCOH Radio. Because of those opportunities and the connections I've made, I've been fortunate to get real-world, hands-on experience, covering multiple youth and professional sporting events throughout the city, including the recent Super Bowl. From a very young age, it was instilled in me the importance of effective communication and the power of reading and writing. 2 generations of English majors made sure of that. My mother and her mother before her both made a lasting impression on me to utilize my gift and curse of talking. So, to avoid that curse, I'll move on to the reason we've gathered here today. I've been asked to introduce to you not just an alumni of Jack Yates, but an award-winning and multifaceted Black journalist and author. Roland Martin is a 1987 graduate and a product of the Jack Yates School of Communications. He went on to earn his Bachelor's of Science degree in journalism from Texas A&M University. Throughout his career, Mr. Martin has hosted and guest hosted countless television programs as well as radio shows, not the least of which being his appearances as an analyst on a variety of CNN programs. He's also the former executive editor and general manager of the Chicago Defender, the nation's most historic Black newspaper. Just a week ago, Mr. Martin received an NAACP Image Award for Most Outstanding Television Host. Most importantly, Mr. Martin has maintained his connection with Jack Yates and the Third Ward community, encouraging young Black women and men, such as myself, to pursue higher education. He has also impacted the growth of the School of Communications immensely. And so, it is with deep pride that I present the HISD Distinguished Alumni Award to Mr. Roland Martin.
Hey, Sean, how we doing? It's been pretty funny. All these people keep telling me, welcome to Houston. I'm like, damn it, I'm from here. I'm like, I'm not new. I don't need the map when I get a rental car at the airport. Certainly glad to see all of you here. I am now operating on much rest. I landed at 1 a.m. this morning. I spoke at George Mason last night. And then I did my TV One show this morning from Yates School of Communications at 6 a.m. This was, it was certainly one of my dreams to do so when I attended Yates, to be able to come back. And so not only did I broadcast the show today, we also did the day after the Super Bowl. And then also did the Tom Joyner Morning Show, where I serve as senior analyst. Did that this morning as well. So we did double duty. As soon as it's over, I'm going to sleep on the plane because I'm headed to New York City because we have a couple of events there. And so it's been a whirlwind time. So I'm on the road for the next 12 days. And so it's my wife does not mind because anytime I'm flying somewhere, a check is involved. So she's like, fly on. And so it's always glad to be home. I've got tons of relatives from Houston. My parents are from Houston as well. They are graduates of Jack Yates High School. They live at my home in Dallas. The brother was talking about the curse of talking. Look, I got in trouble so many times in school talking. I mean, look, I had A's and B's and P's and U's in conduct. But my parents now live at my house that's paid for, and I paid for their car. I paid a bunch of stuff off, so I said all that talking in school is what I do now. I get paid to talk. So I told my dad he owes me an apology for all the whoopings I got. I said, word not. I said all the talking in school was practice, damn it. He appreciates me talking now, being retired, at my house, rent-free. So, and also, so I have several folks. So my brother, Reginald Martin Jr., graduate of Jones Vanguard, is here. He owns our family catering business, Lamont Catering. We had lots of fights growing up, primarily because Yates always beat Jones. Said, suck it up, get used to it. My sister, Levita Martin Marshall, graduate of the High School for Health Professions. All three of us graduates of Texas A&M, and I got to shout out Clinton Park Elementary School, Pleasantville Elementary School, Vanguard, William Holland Middle School, and then, of course, going to Yates. And so glad to be here. Also, my cousin, Dana Lamont. I got aunts who teach. They're principals, administrators. And so if Dana, where you at? Table 65, what up? I know your mama probably here, too. Pam Lamont somewhere, what up? I got too many damn relatives, so that's it. So anybody who's a Lamont or Martin, howdy. I do want to say just a few things here, which is critically important. That is, one of the reasons why I wanted to do my show from Yates was because I wanted folks to know that a graduate of the school can come back and do something successful who didn't play sports. It's important for folks to understand that you can go to Yates High School, go to the School of Communications, and leave and interview 4 United States presidents, talk to countless senators, talk to entertainers and entertainers, travel all across this country, and be one of the folks who millions listen to. And that's important because when it comes to where we are in this industry, we need to have diverse voices. And the reality is this school could very well produce more and more Roland Martins, who are men and women. And what is important is that this should be a crown jewel when it comes to communications. Just last week, I was interviewing the singer Major, hot single in the country, graduate of HSPVA. He talked about Robert Glasper, who won a Grammy this weekend. Beyonce won a Grammy. We should not only be celebrating HISD graduates who are in sports and entertainment, we should also be celebrating those folks, yes, who are in the gas industry, in communications, in law, in so many other areas as well. Which means that school should be a state-of-the-art institution. Now, do understand that I don't leave things up. Folks say, well, you know, as you get older, you don't need to learn anything new. Look, I drive the millennials on my staff crazy because I know more about technology than they do because I have not stopped learning. We're live streaming right now on my Facebook page, and look, do understand, doesn't matter how much I get paid, I set the camera up myself, plugged it up, had help from Ted Irving and the folks at Yates, but the point of the matter is, this school should be the crown jewel. When they move into a new institution next year, it should have a state-of-the-art television studio, and radio studio, and graphics laboratory. They should be able to do any kind of broadcast out there, and we should be removing any barriers that are preventing folks from being able to learn. I was here 2 weeks ago, and I was asking a question about being able to live stream, and they said, well, you know, we got some issues with an IT company, and we have to buy this particular unit, and it costs $15,000. I said, it makes no sense to me. I said, well, right now in my bag, I have 2 video encoders that cost me $1,000. I can live stream to YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, it doesn't matter. That's how you break away barriers. Because if you have finite resources, how do you maximize that? That school should be in a situation, as opposed to a fixed backdrop, should have a 75-inch television behind me where if I want to call Robin Roberts, I'll be able to call folks who I know to be able to do a live stream to communicate with the students at Yates. That should be possible. And I've met with the last 2 superintendents talking about this here because I am still bothered that they are having discussions at Yates today that those were fights that I had in 1984 through 87. In terms of producing the next generation of students. And I've made the commitment to say I will use my contacts and resources to be able to bring those voices to bear. Because those are simply phone calls I can make. And so if you're talking about creating film students, it's not a problem for me picking the phone up and calling Spike Lee and Reggie Hutland and Ava DuVernay and calling those folks and say, I need you to do me a favor and do a live stream with our students. That should be possible in 2017. And so our challenge should be not just as graduates, but as folks who work for districts, but also supporters to say we should have crown jewels, and that is the absolute best, because we can be producing next generation students. We should have every major journalism program, Syracuse, Arizona State, Northwestern, Missouri, all of them knocking down our door for our students if we are producing the best and the brightest. It should not just be Division 1A sports programs. And so where we go from now is critically important, because for me, I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. I'm not going to stop pushing the envelope. I'm not going to stop ensuring that we be the best that we can be. And what that requires is a level of commitment. It requires the resources that are brought to bear to ensure that is the case. It requires for us saying that, yes, we appreciate our graduates, but we want to look back and create more and more and more. And imagine if we have graduates telling our story and being representative of what this district is able to do. I'm a proud graduate of this district. I've never gone to a private school. I don't know what that even looks like. And so I say all around the country, we can produce great students in our public schools, whether it's a traditional public school or even a charter, because I support every form of education as long as it is successful. And so the challenge for us leaving here is not just how do we celebrate graduates, but how do we ensure that we'll be celebrating future graduates? And how do we ensure that what they are learning right now, and they have the tools to succeed, because it can happen to every student if we give them the shot. And I want to give every single one of them the shot. I want them to have the opportunity to sit at the table across from the President of the United States and be able to question them. I want them to be able to sit across the table from a Supreme Court justice. I want them to be able to sit across and talk to top entertainers, whether it's Common or John Legend. I want them to be able to be the photographers, the producers, the editors, the writers, the hosts, you name it. We have the ability to do so, so we must do it. So I challenge everybody in this room that when we come back here next year and honor new graduates, and the next State of the School address, we look back and say, this is what we accomplished from last year to improve those schools, to make Yates the crown jewel, to make it the best, and then we must fight as hard as we can for the resources for the district and from the state to make it work. And I'll leave you with this. That should always fire you up, because my frat brother, my alpha brother, Vertner Woodson Tandy said this best, because I will not stop fighting, I will not stop pushing, I will not stop to ensure that it is the best, because he said it point blank that we will fight until hell freezes over, and then we will fight on the ice.